I got a hip replacement this year, and when I came out of surgery, I went right back infantry. Even to move my finger, my whole body went into spasms. So my whole recovery had to, that's a survival mechanism. And I, so often I've worked with other modalities that don't work because they throw me into that. They throw me into that. I was working with a physiotherapist that she would comment to her trainee. She said, I never do abrupt movement with Marilyn because of her spasticity. And I went bingo because, I fight back, but it's extreme. So Feldenkrais to me has been so profound. I remember going through a very difficult few months, and I went to a practitioner, and just that touch, my whole body went, yes. It exactly what you said. I am by that touch. And I so appreciate the method for that. For me, it's why it works over anything else, because I've lived a bit of a, abusive go. I mean, life hasn't been easy. So I need that message. It's okay. It's okay. It's safe to turn off.
The same for me. When I'm on a table, that didn't happen that often in the last few years, but when someone is working on me, it's like I have a gauge in my brain, and that goes, trust?
Yes.
No trust.
Mm-hmm.
Can I relax? Should I be on guard? And in the same session, or even with Feldenkrais people, when we would practice in classes, the person would just touch me, and I was like, oh no. And really, all my muscles and all my body would just go like that. And I would be alert. And someone else would just...
What's the point about you preparing yourself to touch them in such a gentle, slow way? I do this, and maybe you do it as well, and you didn't mention it, is I also have the person engaged in that for their own self-empowerment, in the whole idea of what's comfortable for you. So in the beginning of the lesson, just finding the position that's comfortable for them, and having them be aware when they are turning themselves, plugging themselves into, before I even touch them, they can plug themselves into the survival, fight or flight from habit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like it's important to engage them in the whole idea of, we need to teach them how to treat themselves in such a way. So I do it in a way I say, I need you to help me, and to notice when you begin to go into that, or even try and anticipate before, whether I'm touching you or whether it's your body position or not, and have them take the responsibility, have them accept that responsibility. And I think that sets up for not expecting them to have you do something to them to fix them as well. And I think we learn through our training to notice that when you said the trust meter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important to point that out to them too, that they notice their trust meter, and even for themselves, don't put themselves into a position or do anything. If I ask them to lift an arm, do it in such a way that they don't put themselves into the fight or flight, which is like ATM, what we do with ATM, but also I always do that at the beginning of my advice too, and I probably you do too.
You just reminded me of things that my interpretation, but the same thing. One thing I would always say, we are going to explore together your body. So that's my sense of first that it's not a movement like a straight movement where you do A and you get B and then you do C and you get D. We do things and we're going to explore and see what's going to happen. And I always tell people that I would like to have an exploration like children explore without expecting something or knowing what's going to happen. They really explore. And when I touch a person, I'm exploring. I don't know if the shoulder will move or if the leg will move. Well, I know about connections in the body. I mean, I've seen Vern in different postures. You know, I know about the connections. But the same connection for one person will not work the same for the other.